Many months ago, I received the US version of the full-size C64. I've been meaning to do a video comparing the US and European versions of the two systems. Well, this is that video. I'm Mr. Gigabytes, and this is Gigabytes Technology. So I suppose the first thing we're going to have to do with the US version of the C64 is get this plastic off of it. So there we go. I've already done an unboxing of the European version I got last year, and I'll have that linked at the end of this video. If you want to see comparison to the European version, you can check out that video as well. But I do have it here, so we can take just a quick look at some of the differences. And one of the differences, of course, is the rating system on the European version. Completely different rating system. The other thing is there's multiple languages on the European version and just English on the US version. Correction. There is English and Spanish on the US version. Bottom of the box, US version. Bottom of the box, that's the European version. Needed a little more room for all the different languages. Same is true on the side. A lot more text, a lot more on the European version here, but essentially saying the same thing. That's the big difference between the two. Is just the number of languages. This is the European version on right here. So now the games are different as well, and I'll get to that in here in a little bit. But I'm going to put the European version on the bottom. So this is the US version. It has pictures for 8 different games here, and almost the same games, but only 6 of them are pictured on the box for the European version. Once again, just more room was needed for more languages, etc. So we've got 8 games on one of the boxes, or on the US box, 6 on the European box, and it looks like Impossible Mission, Paradroid, Boulder Dash, Iridium are all the same. On the European box, we have Grid Runner, which is not pictured on here on the US version. Iridis Alpha is also not pictured on the US box. Instead, we have Jumpman, Street Sports Baseball, California Games, and Monty on the Run. Let me hold that up here so that you can see for yourself. See if we can get that in the shot. And I'm not going to go through all the games. There are differences in the included games. I suspect that's for licensing, but I will take a picture and we'll put it up so that you can freeze frame and you can look through the list and see the differences in the games. There's definitely quite a few games that are different from system to system. With the C64 Mini, you can actually download a packet of games that were released on the European system that were not released on the US system. I don't believe that was an official release, but some of the games, of course, they share in common. But 2 different markets, 2 different licensing systems. There's more differences between the US and European versions than just what I'm going over here. So I'm going to go ahead. we're going to get this. We're going to go ahead and get this opened. So the system initially pretty much the same as the other one. I'm going to get them. I'll get them both out here in a second and show you the differences. But let's take the actual system itself out. And this is pretty much identical to the European version. Four USB ports, one HDMI, one micro. C64 sticker there. Got the micro switch joystick, quick guide. We've got a USB power adapter here. Pretty standard stuff for the US. Comes with an HDMI cable and a USB power lead. So, with the European, and of course this has been opened before, so let's take a look at the systems. European version here, US version here. Nears makes no difference in the color of the case or the keyboard. Slight difference on the silver sticker. And this happens to be 2800, whereas this one's 36,481 for the US version. Yeah, pretty much identical. No physical difference between the two. And of course, we have the micro switch joystick. Keep in mind that the European version has already been opened. Now, this is interesting. This is what it came with. It did not come with an HDMI cable. We've got the UK power supply because I bought the UK version. And it did come with the USB cable, but no, I don't recall that we had any HDMI. No differences in the joystick. Quick start guides are, it's the European version, a bit thicker, of course, because more languages. We've got English, French, English and French. I'm surprised. I would have thought there would be Spanish in this as well. But now, one thing that the US version doesn't have is this centerfold for Protovision. It's just a black and white little. It's almost like a poster type thing, but guide sized. And of course, this has got French, English, French, Italian, German, and Spanish in the European version. So if you want Spanish instructions, I guess you're going to have to get the European version. Interesting. Like I said, I would have thought that this would have had Spanish instructions. I suppose the only thing left to do is to open it up and see if there's any differences inside. So let's grab a screwdriver and let's do that quick. 3 screws along the bottom. Opens up just like a regular bread bin Commodore 64. Not really a lot of difference between the two. I'm going to go ahead and open up the other one real quick, but yeah, it doesn't, I don't recall. The keyboard is pretty well identical. I'll go ahead and open up the European one now. They really stayed true to form on the design of the case. Similar screws and similar way it catches. It's just 3 screws along the front that secure it closed, and then there's clips along the back. So that's interesting. So there's a small difference. On the other one, some of those spots, blank spots here, are populated with connectors. On this one, it is not. But all the connectors that are connected are exactly the same. Now inside there's, if you can tell, there's a heat sink on the main chip for the board. Let me just check the other one real quick. Yeah, it's identical. There's no difference. But yeah, it's interesting that those are populated on a later revision and the other ones were not. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but very nice. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you were wondering the difference between the US and European versions of the C64, not a lot of difference. In fact, I don't even see a difference in the keyboard at all. Yeah, they're same keyboard layout. Everything's pretty well identical. So, but as always, thank you very much for watching. Unfortunately, my bench is being occupied by other projects, so this is just going to be a quick and dirty video